Hello YouTube, it's ya boy Chusca Papi. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about a very serious subject, and it's a subject including video games, my forte. However, it's also something that's been talked about for as long as games have existed, really, about how if video games cause violence in the real world. And today I'll be debunking the theory, pretty much. That's all it is. It's a asinine theory that has no basis in any kind of scientific like math, anything like that. It doesn't make sense. It's completely stupid, and it's been tried and tested to try and ban video games, and why it's always failed and why it will always fail. So let's dive right into it. Point number one, claiming that the big hitter here, claiming that it causes children, mostly young kids, I would say are below 12, before they're able to become a teenager and have the proper skills to deduce fantasy from reality. This is a stupid notion, because children, no matter the age, a 5-year-old can tell Superman isn't real because Superman can fly, jump over a building in a single bound, heat vision, ice breath, all that stuff. Kids can tell that's not real. Now, I'm not saying you should let your 4-year-old play Grand Theft Auto. However, if you do let them, it's not really my problem nor my business. However, that's not exactly a smart idea, because they're a child and shouldn't be around that kind of stuff. You wouldn't let your kid watch a porno, now would you? Especially not one that young, unless you're really weird. But it's kind of just, why would it? This all comes down to the parents, really, in this case, because it's kind of like, oh, my son had a quote spike in violence after playing Grand Theft Auto, and he's 8. Why were you letting your 8-year-old play Grand Theft Auto then? It's meant for 17 and older. That's what the M rating on the box set is meant for, really. Don't get me wrong, I just turned 17, so right now I'm legally able to play any game I want to that's not rated A, which is a rating that damn near no video game is rated anymore for reasons of retail purposes. But you shouldn't let your child play this game, or if you are going to let them, for whatever reason you decide, as I've said before, it's your child, meaning it's your method of parenting as you please. Sit down with them and as they play, because sure, and you could say, oh, well, my son got killed by his brother in Call of Duty and he proceeded to punch his brother in the head. That clearly means Call of Duty was the problem. No, it's your kid's a sore loser. Kids are sore losers. You have to teach them to not be, to accept that they lost. Like, Call of Duty didn't make little Timmy want to beat his brother's ass because he killed him with a tactical nuke. No, he wants to beat his brother's ass, not because of Call of Duty, but because his brother killed him with a fucking tactical nuke. It's just, I feel like it's because older people, no, not all old people believe this. There are cool old people who understand what I'm saying. Basically, every time there's a new media, when there's a new form of art, which video games are art, you can fight me with that all you want. It's true though. They hate what they don't understand, and they hate what they can't conquer. So old people don't understand what video games are. I don't know how you couldn't understand it. It's kind of a very simple concept, really, but okay. That hasn't been properly explained to them, so they hate it and want to get rid of it, and they want to start pulling shit out of their ass to pretty much make a bunch of BS on why it's bad. Saying GTA is bad because, oh, you can acquire a prostitute, go to the strip club, mow down mass amounts of people. The reason why that appeals to people is because we can't do that in the real world. Sure, and I'm not saying everyone is banging at the seams I must kill. No, it's just oh cool, I can shoot somebody? Hell, let me try that. Bop. That's kind of how it works. Oh hey, I can get a prostitute? Oh, might as well do that. It's kind of just oh cool, I can do that, and then they want to do that. I can drive around in a tank? Oh, that's awesome. I'm never going to be able to ride around in a tank. That's what it comes down to, because it's kind of just GTA appeals to, everyone from different spectrums of life. Poor kids like it. Oh, I can drive a Ferrari in this? Oh, hell yeah. Just any kind of video games give you experiences that you normally won't be able to experience ever in your life. And children don't get bad because of video games. Children get bad because they're bad at video games. Because it's just kind of I suck at something and it's pissing me off, because you keep dying in a game, you keep failing at it, it pisses you off. That's just basic everything. God forbid, like anyone who's ever had to restart a car, the engine stalls or just won't start, and you go to turn it on, it just keeps stalling and stalling, it just won't work, it starts to piss you off, and you start, punching the shit out of that poor steering wheel. Better stop before it runs into the arms of a man who will treat it nicely. But yeah, it's just kind of a stupid argument, and it never makes sense, and every single time it's always older people who bring it up, as I said earlier, and I feel like they never actually talk to anybody who can give them proper insight on the discussion. I've played what you would call violent video games for 90% of my childhood. And I'm not a violent person. I'm not walking around shooting people because I played GTA San Andreas till now. And which, by the way, GTA 4 is kind of ass. Sucker. But, yeah, basically, it's a stupid thing just because I played Fortnite. I mean, I'm gonna go run outside and start breaking the shit out of trees. Because, no, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. It's just they think children are so simple-minded that just seeing this stuff will make a kid run out and start doing bad things. No, poor parenting makes kids do bad stuff. And if someone wants to bring up how come most mass shootings are perpetrated by people who played violent video games, damn near 60% of males in the United States play violent video games. That's literally like a low bar to clear. It's like, oh well, hey, you want to know what all these killers? Hey, you want to know a fun fact all these killers have in common? Oh, what? Most of them are white. Oh, so that must mean all white people do shootings. See, now that's not a true statement. That's in fact kind of racist as a statement. However, that's not true. That's just something that they all have in common. That doesn't mean that's the common factor. That doesn't make sense. And they all use video games as a scapegoat. Like, as the lawfully dreaded Columbine gets brought up again, they blamed Marilyn Manson, Doom, all those games. And none of those games or entertainment have ever caused real violence. I listen to Marilyn Manson from time to time. Doom 2016 is one of my favorite video games. I don't run outside, shoot somebody and rip their head in half. I don't join a circus and sing about wanting to be a part of the beautiful people. None of it. It's like, it's a stupid argument, and it's used as a scapegoat, and it's used by, and everyone who says the scapegoat of the shootings are mentally unstable individuals who, in my opinion, if you ask them what made you do this, if half the time when they actually give you an answer that's decipherable, it makes no goddamn sense. Why would you believe the mentally unstable person who just tried to shoot up a Walmart? Anyway, so I'm gonna kind of move off of the violent video game aspect, talk about another arm against gaming. How in popular culture it seems like if you're past the age of 21 and you still play video games, then you're like a loser or something. Look, I don't give a flying fuck what any old bastard waiting for their social security to come in says, because for one thing, if you don't do something, then in my opinion, your opinion on it is not completely invalid, because that's not fair. However, if you haven't experienced it or seen it happen firsthand, then I don't so much as take your opinion as invalid. However, I would take somebody who has or has seen it firsthand, I would take their opinion over yours for the simple fact of them experiencing it. And I feel as though people want to say, oh, well, you don't accomplish much with your life if you waste it on games, anime, movies, comics. What's it matter to you? If they're a functioning member of society, they work, they get their paycheck, they pay their bills, if they have a family, feed everybody, clothe them, pay for their stuff, or whatever, they've got their life together, and then they want to waste a Saturday night playing Call of Duty, it ain't your goddamn place to say anything. Because most of you will probably just want to stay home and play fucking solitaire. Now, I'm not judging you for wanting to play solitaire. However, you don't get the right to judge people on what they want to do with their spare time. However, if you put your hobby over your necessities in life, unless your job is literally to play games like a streamer or a YouTuber, where you kind of need to play games damn near every waking moment of your adult life so you can actually afford dinner every night. That's completely different. That's not at all close to what I'm talking about here. You're exempt from this TED Talk, basically. Well, this ain't TED Talk, in case you didn't notice. But all that stuff is just basically, don't put your hobbies over what you need, the shit you need to do in your life. You know, don't put your love of Dragon Ball Z or your love of Naruto, love of Seven Deadly Sins, One Punch Man. Don't put it all over, going to work. Don't call in sick every goddamn day just so you can play Call of Duty and stuff like that. But if you worked all week, got your paycheck, and you just want to buy a new game or spend money on fucking V-Bucks, shark cards, any Call of Duty COD points, whatever you want to do. Problem is, I feel like people in this don't mind their own goddamn business. Because, for all I care, if you work as a engineer at CERN and you just want to spend your $1,000 paycheck on shoes, whatever, you go right ahead. If you don't have money to spend on anything else in life, that's completely different. But like I said, you're not a loser for wanting to play video games when you're past 21, as long as you don't put it over your necessities in life, like basic cleanliness, clean your house, clean your body, and actually, trying to have a life while still playing games. You're fine. There's nothing to worry about. So, this concludes the video, I guess. Yeah, getting a shot of my ugly ass GTA character. Don't worry, by the next time you'll see him, he looks completely different. So, I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever the hell that'll be. And, yeah, don't get corona.